Well, here we are out on the porch. Can't get to the farm, no content from out there, but to have something live, here we go. We have a plantation basically. We grow, or tried to grow, coconuts, bananas, mahogany trees, pineapples, vegetables. What we've been successful at is okra, CASABA, and bananas up until the fire. And every year somebody sets our plantation on fire. So when I'm here, I start plants. These ones just jumped up here. It takes about a week and a half. These are mahogany trees. We'll see them grow over the next month or so. These are assorted citrus, grapefruit and lemons and stuff, but they haven't come up yet. I might have overwatered those because it's been about 2 weeks. I don't know. I kind of think that's the start of some kind of a citrus tree right there, but I can't remember. You know, we don't really care what they are, just looking for something to put in the ground to plantation. So any citrus that we eat, we start the seeds. And that tray has been moved from somewhere else, so it could be peppers. It might be bell peppers. Right beside it here, this is a sweet tamarind, and there's a bunch of them. I probably planted 50. The first batch is already carried out to the farm. We have this big concrete gutter that's around the house. It collects water off the entire surface area of the house, plus the shape of the gutter, and that funnels that back to one point where we're going to eventually put our cistern. We have the hole dug in the ground, and before yesterday's fire we had ducks in it. I don't know if they were smart enough to fly away or just hunkered down and got smoke killed, whatever. Okay, these, I know what these are. This is all citrus trees. Lemons, oranges, grapefruits, LEMONCITO. There's like 2 little trays of each. They have these really intense green on the leaves on these things. These over here, somebody get up here in the picture. There it is. That's a pepper plant. A couple more pepper plants. But the citrus are really easy to start. Okay, the seeds are pretty big. That's always a plus. That white paper coating on the outside, that's a waterproof layer. It's called seed coat. Nearly all seeds have seed coat. Cherry trees have 3. It won't grow if water can't get through that seed coat. So on the picture on the right is a sort of a rounded end. That is, you grab hold of that with either your fingernails, or I use nail clippers. I just grab the smallest amount of it and tear it down the side, take a stripe off of it. Used to peel them completely, but I find that it's all you need to do is to make an opening in it where water can get in. The pointed end down there on the left of the seed is where it was attached to the fruit inside, is what it grew from. That is also where the germ is that's going to turn into a plant. You really want to take a stripe off right down there to the tip and expose that germ also. I did some where I peeled them halfway down as a test, and they didn't do as well. They're 2 weeks and they haven't come up. Anything with a seed coat. I put a nick in the side of apple seeds to germinate them. But the after you take that little stripe of the seed coat off, throw them in a cup of water for about a day, and they'll get up to about twice the size they were when they were dry. And then you put them in the ground. All seeds goes in the ground 3 times the thinnest dimension, and that's not much if you're talking tomato seeds, which are small and not terribly flat, but they're kind of flat. Peppers, all the peppers, the seeds look the same to me. At least they, like bell peppers, hot peppers, jalapeno peppers, all the seeds are flat when they dry. And I dry them and until they're bone dry. And sometimes I'll nick the seed coat, and sometimes I don't do a thing to it. Just the fact that you let it dry will stress that seed coat to where it's got maybe micro fractures or something in it. Anyway, when you put them in the water, they swell up and they grow. This is just starting lemons. You can see when they come out of the ground here, they're just miniature little leaves. They grow at different rates. Well, it could be because those are grapefruits and the other ones are lemons. I have a niece that's living here with her twins, and she's doing the watering for me now. So the little bit I had to do in the Philippines, I haven't even got that. I don't know if this is going to show up in the camera. We have here tomatoes. These are Roma tomatoes. They came from Ramgo seeds from Ace Hardware back when we could get to Manila. I think those are lemons. A mahogany. These are peppers. These are those kind of pointy looking peppers. They look like a banana pepper, but small, and they're not at all hot. We can put them in everything here. Just a bunch of peppers. We plant them by the thousands. Here we have a mahogany tree that came up day before yesterday over in that tray, and I put it out in the sun already to see how it stands the Philippine sun just outright in it. We'll see how it does. These are lemoncitos. They're an odd looking thing. They put down a taproot and then they pop above the ground, and I don't know if you can see it in here. I'm on the right one. I'm not being very steady, I understand that. I don't know if you can see it. I popped the seed coat off of some of these. Oh, the lens is on the end of the camera. Okay. You see those little leaves starting to come out? They're going to come out and pop that seed open and make like a Chinese fan. And it'll grow from there. The whole seed comes up out of the ground. That round thing on the top was the seed. And it's going to pop up, make out this like fan of leaves, like a half a circle. And then those are going to grow up past the seed. So the seed is going to be stuck in the middle of the stalk. Most things, if you're experimenting and you dig up to see what you got once in a while, like you'll take a sample and dig it up, the seed of the plant that you have will be off to the side, right at the same depth you planted, and it grows out into 2 pieces. One becomes the plant on the top, and the other becomes the root. This is more sweet tamarind. They're only up a day or so. So this one down here, it thinks it's going to put its leaves out right next to the ground. Let's see how that works. This is somebody else's stuff here from the house. I don't know what they grew. Don't know what that is either. Hopefully it's not a weed. Looks like a tree. And there's one that didn't make it. It's yellow. Probably didn't get watered for a week. This is a red lettuce grown from seed. It's starting to make it look like plants. The green lettuce, it all died. Well, not all. There's one over here that's hanging in there. But basically it all died. But the red lettuce, it's in bright sun, and it's doing all right. So we're hoping to plant it in some place that's semi-shady and actually get something out of it. These are some kind of big brown seeds coated with a white seed coat. They're about the size of really large lima beans. She didn't tell me what they are, but they've got a root, and the underground stuff is growing on these. So I put them out in the sun. We'll see how they do. I got some over there in the shade too, and they haven't done any different. So apparently the sun doesn't have effect one way or the other. Papaya tree. Somebody had a papaya up here, and there was a handful of seeds, so I don't know how many of those we got. We moved these seeds out to the farm, and we have plastic liter bottles and stuff with some coconut and ashes in them. The tomatoes should have gone there last week. All the rest of the stuff is out there with nobody to water it. So it's probably not looking so hot. But they're going to burn the farm again next year, so it doesn't make any difference. They burned it 4 years running, 5 years running. So anyway, we're going to keep on replanting. Let me see if now that I know I'm looking for the end of the camera, should be able to see tamarind leaves if I'm not too close to focusing it. Ah, they're focused. See, they're jumping out of the middle of that thing. That's how they do. Our normal dirt around here, not worth a crap, as you can see. You may as well throw the seeds on concrete. These bags here. Let's see, I gotta make this smaller. Yeah. This is rice sacks, and we took them out to the place that cuts cocoa lumber, recuts it into smaller boards, like you order 2x2s or 2x3s, they cut up a 2x8. Anyway, for little or nothing, they'll give you this cocoa sawdust. They don't really have a market for it, but we use 100% cocoa sawdust in these seed trays, and everything grows in it. I'm not sure what's planted here either. Anyway, it's starting to come up, whatever it is. That's the end of an onion. Those will actually grow. And here we have mango seeds. They're drying out right now. I'll be taking the seed out of that husk. A mango seed, this is a good example as any. The left-hand side here has got, it's lower than the roundness on the right-hand side. Sort of more coming to a point in the right-hand side. That lower left corner is where it's going to send the plant out. So when you peel the husk off, or break it off, or cut it off, or whatever, work from the back here and then spread it open and drop the seed out. This would eventually grow if you just stomped it on the ground, but it's going to be 2 years. If you take it out of this shell, and inside you'll find another seed coat around the seed. Looks like paper, sort of a clearish kind of paper on these. Anyway, you have to damage that so that water can get into the seed, and then it grows. But it's going to grow out of that corner down there, so you can't damage that. This is the corner on this one. There's a smooth curve across the top, fairly smooth. Nothing's going to grow out of that. You can open it up all you want up there. But try not to nick the inside, because you can get microbes and stuff into the seed and kill it. So you want to try not to damage it when you're getting it out of the husk. But the white seed coat inside, you don't have to peel it off, although you can. But you do need to get it perforated someplace so that the water can get in. It's kind of hard to get that out of the husk without damaging the seed coat. It's virtually a certainty that you're going to damage the seed coat. And those, it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to germinate. This piece of stuff beside it here, there's a bunch of seeds there in a little bit of the pulp of the plant. That's guava apple. If you have young children and you want to teach them gardening and they want to see something grow, put some guava apple seeds in some dirt. 100% of them will germinate. I've never seen anything like it. And they're fast, 2 days, you know. There's other things, flame trees. They've about 100% germination. And the third day it'll be about 2.5 or 3 inches tall. And then it grows about ½ inch a day for the next 3 weeks. I had a brother-in-law who was sick and he was staying with us. We planted those for him, so he'd sit out here on the porch and watch them grow. It's like watching corn grow. I guess you can see it grow. I don't know. Anyway, coming up is we're going to grow some cantaloupes. More citrus of some kind. We dry them out and then semi-peel them. Oh, sometimes people will tell you to peel the whole thing. And you can do that. I did it for about a year or two. The thing is, inside that seed, in fact, inside every seed I've ever taken apart to look at them, there's 2 halves. They're sort of flat on the side where they face each other and rounded on the outside. And what that is, that's 2 halves of your plant. One's going to make the root, whichever side has got the least radiation, you know, shining through the dirt. And the other side's going to make the plant. If you separate those 2 halves, you'll never get a viable plant, because either the upper part of the plant or the roots won't ever develop. So that's why I only peel part of them now instead of peeling the whole damn thing. But be aware that most seeds, and particularly citrus seeds, are easy to damage. So just grab hold of it and peel a stripe down one side so water can get in. That's what that sweet tamarind looks like when it comes out of the ground. It's still got its shell on. I don't know why, but it does. I'll pop the shells off of most of these. I took half of that one off yesterday, just standing there in the yard. It doesn't make any difference about that piece. Nothing grows out of the side of the seed. And sometimes it takes to take the seed tray and sort of squeeze it a little bit and loosen the dirt up. These ones are going to come up by themselves because they're big, heavy, stiff plants. But like peppers and stuff, they may not be able to break through the surface if it gets compacted from the watering. Because you're gonna water these things for could be as much as 2 weeks. Usually it's a couple days, but it could be 2 weeks, and that much watering will compact the dirt. Some of them still come up, but if you do a autopsy on your dirt after they didn't come up, you can find out what went wrong. Okay, we're going to shut this off. Somebody, something up on TV, well, he told me the videos are too long, and to try to get them under 20 minutes. This is for you, under 20 minutes.